Hi guys, welcome back. It's your girl Bougie Brie. Thank you for joining me. You could be anywhere in the world, but you choose to be here with me, and I appreciate that. I've kind of been in and out as far as posting is concerned. I've had a lot going on, as everybody does right now. I do want to say one thing. If you haven't noticed, especially in my face, since the second week in March until this second week in June, I have lost almost 60 pounds. I went from 243 to 186. My goal weight is 180, and if I can get to 170, I will be super excited. I'm about 5'7", so my ideal weight would be about 180 for the way my body is, you know, shaped and composed. 180 is about right. If you look at the index of obesity, I would still be considered obese, but that's not true. It's just the way my body is made up. But as you get older, things begin to shift and move differently. I've been actually bigger. I've been up to 265. And even at 265, I didn't look the way I did at 243. I held it much better because it was distributed differently. It was in my chest and my butt mainly. But this time it was all in my stomach, all in my thighs, in my butt. It was just very uncomfortable. I couldn't hardly move very well. So now your girl is slimming up and I feel great about myself. And so I've been working really hard, making good choices. Now this weekend, I went to the farmer's market and I got a bunch of Indian food and I got a burger, and then I went to Papados and got some fondue. So I made up for it this weekend. So anyway, we're gonna do a shop my stash this week. I'm gonna be doing them in the second week of the month just because that's why I wanna do it. So we're gonna start, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rank them. Instead of just saying these are the ones I'm getting rid of, I'm gonna rank them from the not the best to what I like the most. But let's start off with the face products. These are the ones I'm getting rid of. This I got as a present from Ulta years ago. I mean, like 4 or 5 years ago. This is the Tarteist Pro Glow kit. I got it as a present. They sent it to me in the mail, I guess because I was buying so much shit. It has a cream product in it, and it's not, the cream product is not bad. It's just, I've had it for so long, so I need to throw it out. So that's going. And then I'm getting rid of the Narcissist cheek palette. Also, I've had this for a long time. I need to throw it out. This one keeps falling out. It doesn't pick up the way it's supposed to, so. This is Songbird from Becca. It's fairly new. I got it when Becca was going out of business. It's not really my color, and I'll show you why in a second. Okay. Now, the ones I am keeping from my face products, I am keeping this Too Faced Apricot in the Act. I think it's from the Fruit Cocktail Blush Duos. This is some fucked up, like, you know, whatever they did for their holiday or something, springtime. I really like this. This is more my color than the Songbird. Let me get the Songbird. Let me show you what I mean. It's gonna look really similar, but it's not. This one is a little deeper. See? This one's a little deeper. So I'd rather keep this one. So, and plus I like the highlighter and blending them together. It looks really good. Then I'm also gonna keep this Papaya from Laura Geller. At first I wasn't, but if you go light with it, stand by. I'm just gonna gently pick that fucker up. We might have to glue that in. Okay. We might have to glue that in, and I'm not joking. And this is the Papaya from Laura Geller. It'll be okay. I might glue it in. Because they fell right out at the... Okay, I'll work it out. This is a Papaya from Laura Geller. If you go in lightly, you'll be able to make it work. And it looks really pretty on my skin, so I'm going to keep that one. I'm going to keep the Ciate London Bamboo Bronzer South Beach. It is dark, but it'll be perfect for the summer. It is really dark, but for the summer, it'll be great. So we're gonna keep that. We're gonna keep, this is old as well, but this is a new one. This was the first or second, this is the second. I keep forgetting the contour palette was the first palette I got, face palette. This is the second palette, face palette I ever got. This is the Sephora. This is the Blush, Bronze, and Ready to Glow. And I got this, oh my God, 2017. And I panned this one, and this one. And then I got rid of it. And I saw this on Mercari, brand new, still in the box. and I bought it again. I love this palette. This bronzer and this blush, even this blush, beautiful. I had a great time with this palette, so I'm definitely keeping it. Okay, and then unfortunately, I wish I'd never bought this. This is the By Terry Sun Designer palette in number 3, Tropical Sun. I like this palette. I really, really do. It was just fucking expensive. It was like 60 or 70 or $80. I don't remember. This bronzer is a little too light, so it's more of a winter bronzer. And this is a little too sunny for the winter, so I don't know. I liked it. It looked good. I had to really build up the bronzer though, so those are the ones that I'm keeping and getting rid of. Okay, so let's talk about palettes. Ready? Okay, the one that I didn't look the best on me, it's not that I didn't like it, it didn't look the best on me, was the Jeffree Star, what the hell is this called? Blood Sugar Mini Palette. Okay, you guys know how I feel about Mr. Star. I love his products though. I love his products, but I did not like this palette because it looked bad on me. I use this as a shimmer. Red doesn't look good on me. It just doesn't. I took a picture, I put it on Facebook and Instagram, and I was mortified and I took it right down. It's not a bad palette. Blends wonderfully, everything blended well. Outer V, this is what I use in the Outer V. Looks good. I mean, it's beautiful, but it looked horrible on me, so it's gotta go. The next one, I like this palette. I just have used it enough, and it needs to go on to somebody else. This is the Venus Marble eyeshadow palette, 12 color eyeshadow palette. I really like this palette, but I have something similar to it in the Identity palette from Persona, which I'm keeping. So it's a great palette though. Recommend it highly. I just don't need it. And the Tokyo palette, Take Me to Tokyo palette from Maybe Cosmetics is also going. I have 1,000 bright palettes. I love Maybe though. I have so much other. I have their Istanbul, their Los Angeles. I think I have their Hong Kong, but this has got to go because I have so much of this. So love the quality. Good quality though. The little juicy tartlet just wasn't what I expected. Colors are beautiful, especially this one and this one. This is really pretty. Just wasn't what I expected. Wasn't my favorite. This I should have never bought. This is Ofra Signature palette in Galaxy. Shouldn't have bought this. I'm hesitant to get rid of it, but, and the long and short of it, I have so many pink and purple palettes. It just didn't wow me, so that's gotta go too. This hurts. This hurts. And the reason it's further up, the next one hurts too, is because it's gone bad. This is the Tribe palette. I couldn't get from Juvia's Place. I couldn't get any color. I couldn't get any color. I had to build and 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 build. I couldn't get anything to come up. I just dug and dug and dug and dug, and I just couldn't get anything. It smells fine, but I've never experienced that with a Juvia's Place palette. I mean, it's usually like one dip, and it was not like that, and I've never experienced that, and so I have to get rid of it. This one also, I don't like this. This is the Glitter Storm from Ciate London. I love this palette. When Ciate comes out with these types of palettes, the Jessica Rabbit one too, I just love these palettes. I've used this a lot, actually. It's one of my favorite travel palettes. Same thing, had to build and 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 build. So this is like the top of the bottom. And I'm so close to keeping it, but it's gotta go. So those are the ones that are all going. Now, these are the ones that I'm keeping from the bottom up. Okay. LA Girl, Hey Hey Vacay. I'm not a big fan of the color story, but I am a huge fan of the mattes and the metallics and the shimmers. I had to really think. I mean, you can make a, make something here, make something here, make something here. But other than that, make something here. I had to really think to go beyond that, and I didn't have time to do that. So that's that. The next one I'm keeping is the Nabla Cutie palette in Metropolitan. I really enjoyed this one. That pink or that coral kind of threw me off. This one right here kind of threw me off. So I used these right here. This inner corner. So, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And I think the ones, there's several of these, of course. And the first 4 I bought, only two of them I had to get rid of because the texture of the metallics, or they were like toppers or something, I didn't like. I had to put her down low. Jackie Aina, I had to put her down low because I just didn't, I enjoyed her. I enjoyed Jackie. I think she's the best of the Anastasia palettes. I just didn't use her as much as I thought I would. I love the palette. I love the palette. Trust Issues and Sponsored, and was it Dualis? I don't know what the fuck that is. And Lituation? I don't know. These two are the prettiest to me in the palette. This has a shift to it. Can you see? Because my skin is cold. But it's a really pretty palette, and it's pink and purple. I love it. It just wasn't my favorite out of this group. Let's put it that way. A good old basic palette. The Greek Goddess from Lunar Beauty. I love this palette. I love this palette. Basic bitch palette all the way. This color is gorgeous. This color. These two bottom. I mean, it is like, I wore this the most because I had a lot of events that I had to go to that were basic bitch events. And so, you know, I couldn't be too much myself. So, the next one is Ace Beauté Nostalgia palette. I enjoyed this one. I like this one. It's original formula. It's a great palette. I like Ace Beauté. I think they're a Houston brand too, so love it. Love this palette. Then the next one is this Moonspell by Lunar Beauty. I still have it in the book form. I don't like all this stuff. I'm not into this stuff, so personal preference. Also a beautiful palette. I don't like this. This shade gives me the blues. It gives me trouble, but I love these right here. My dog is snoring if you hear something in the background. I have a new dog. I don't know if I told you that. I had to put my dog down. I don't know if you guys knew that. I had to put Nala down. I'm sorry, I hate to break the moment, but I had to put Nala down. It was very emotional. It was horrible. It was the first time I had to put my own dog down. The first dog I put down was me and my mother's. This is the first time I had to put my dog down. And 2 days later, I adopted a dog that had been hoarded. And she's over there on the floor. She's a Shih Tzu. And she does nothing but bark at me and no one else. So this is a beautiful palette. It's got a lot of possibilities. Really enjoyed this one. Okay. Of pretty much all my large palettes, I could get rid of all, I don't think I have any Morphe palettes. I do have some Morphe palettes. I'm going to get rid of the 39S or whatever the fuck it is. The gym. Fiona, she's over there snoring and dreaming. This is the X-Gen Shadow Palette, and it doesn't really give the purple spectrum. I'm going to get rid of that 39S because look at this. This is the top 4. 4? 4. Okay, I just wanted to make sure you're... Gorgeous palette. Really, really enjoyed this. Because honestly, you can make like a really soft look for like work. Honestly, you can do like just a soft pink look. You can do a gray look. Because you have your like softer, like muted lavenders. You have this taupe right here. You have this gray up here. You have a brown up here. You have a burgundy right here. You can do a lot with this palette. So really enjoyed that one. Surprisingly, another neutral palette. Secret of Pharaoh. Eben New York, Golden Empire. Now I sold a lot of these. I bought all of them and I ended up selling a lot of them. But oh boy, was I surprised. You see this? I used it a lot. You see this dent? Sorry, I got something in my tooth. I used it a lot. And this shade, for some reason, was so gorgeous on my skin. I just want you to, oh my God, it's so creamy. It's so beautiful. And this like dark brown. It looks like a black, but it's a dark brown. And then this one, I mean, it's so, you can get it on Amazon for like 12 bucks, or you can go to ebennewyork.com. Oh my God, it's all over my hands. Oh, crap. Okay. Then, some of you guys are going to be surprised. This is the Lolita Por Vida by Kat Von D, original Kat Von D. I love this palette. I love it. I mean, there's nothing else to say about it. I love this palette. It's pink and purple, or more purple base. These three in the middle, and this is a glitter shade. I hate glitters, but it's like the perfect glitter topper. I'm trying to see if I can. It's like perfect. I love it. And these are like those putty shades. It's so gorgeous. So that was my second. My top, hold on, I need to get something to wipe my fingers off with. My first favorite palette was a cool tone palette, and it's summer, I don't know why I picked it, was the Melt Cosmetics Mary Jane. Now, this had a lot of mixed reviews. I don't fucking care. It was amazing. Oh, I just got it all dirty. Oh, fuck, goddamn. Damn it to hellfire. Oh, well, whatever. Whatever, Brie. It's gonna get dirty anyway. I dug in this fucker. I loved this palette. Now, if you didn't know this about me, I've been leaning cool tone for the last year. And I love a good smoky palette. Baby, this was beautiful. Now, Melt is real fucking weird about sometimes their shit is fantastic, sometimes their shit is shit. I have most of their palettes. I'd say more than half, like 3/4 of their palettes. But this one, I think I gave away, I don't have the 420. I gave away the 27 of Monica. And I don't have the blueprint, but the others I have. So, and I don't have their last holiday one, but this was beautiful. I loved it. It's my favorite one. So let's go on to what I'm using. Let's go on to what I'm using this next month. If you haven't noticed, by the way, I went totally back to gray, and if you haven't noticed, it is more gray than it ever was before. If you weren't on my channel from the beginning, I was gray when I started this channel. I turned gray at 25, and then I dyed my hair purple because I had a midlife crisis or something. I don't know what the fuck it was, but I decided to go back to gray after I shaved my head in recognition of my friend who had cancer. And when it grew back, I said, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna dye it. I'm just gonna leave it gray. And now it is like white. I'm an old lady. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Okay, let's start with the products I'm going to be using on my face. Okay, I'm going to be using the Cheek Leader Mini Bronze Squad from Benefit. I've already worn the Hula, started to wear the Hula away. I'm not a big fan of Cookie, and I'm not a big fan of Gold Rush, although I do have them on today. So, I'm going to make it work. I'm going to be using the Laura Geller Fruit Punch. This is very, very punchy, as it says. It's definitely a summer blush. Then I'm going to be using the Jouer. This is Marigold and Rose Pebbles. I'm not too fond of this one. This is the one I like. But if I mix them, they come out really pretty. Okay, and then another one. This is the Sonia Kashuk. So you know this is old, but I love it. It's a bronzer blush mix. It's so beautiful. Perfect. Really pretty. Okay. Then I'm going to be using, this is Peach Glow? Yeah, Peach Glow. I got to be careful opening this fucker because I don't want it to fall out either. Peach Glow from Laura Geller. Okay. Then Makeup Forever #2 Fusion, Pro Fusion #2. Yeah, I've had this forever. I got to start using it more. This is gorgeous. Hold on. It is so, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to flick you off. Yeah, it's really pretty. Look at that. Yes, ma'am, Pam. So, okay. Now this one I bought and it broke into 1,000 pieces and I was just hell bent on making it work. This is the Riviera Illuminator. So if you see it and you're like, it's janky, it's because it is. But it still works. It still works. See? It's just a little softer. You have to use it a little bit more. See, it's perfect. This is Riviera. So we're gonna use that. I have some dermal, what's this called? What's that stuff called? Where'd it go? I don't know where it went. The blue stuff that you use to clean your eyes and your brushes and stuff. I have that, some of that over here. This is the Ruby Kisses All Over Glow. This is like a really cheap bronzing powder that has like a shimmer to it. And I'm starting to wear away the hump on it. So I like this one. And then the Maxi Bronzer from Rimmel. This is in number 1 Light. Is that what it is? It's just called Light. And I don't know why it's called Light because, and if you can see, I don't know if you can see, there's like a dip in it. Can you see that? I use this all the time. Okay, so those are the face products I'll be using. Now, I'm not gonna go too hardcore on the palettes I'm gonna be using because I'm just not going to. Because I'm just not going to. I have a lot going on this week, this month. So I don't know how often I'm gonna get to wear like full face makeup. So I just decided to kind of go easy. This is Rebel Rouge Labs, Losing My Religion. Huge fan of Rebel Rouge Labs. And if you are a 80s child that loved 90s music, that's me in the corner. Remember that shit? Loving this, loving the song, loving the palette. They have great quality, and I think they're on break since COVID, but if you can check them out, please do. I'm gonna be using the Be Perfect Carnaval X Pro palette. I have used this before. It's beautiful. It's huge though. It's huge though. So I've got to start paring down my large palettes because I have 2 drawers of large palettes, and I have 1 drawer that has all my small palettes and my budget palettes. 1 drawer that has my mainstream palettes. All 1 drawer. Then I have 1 drawer that has my indie palettes. 1 drawer that has my Etsy palettes, and then 2 drawers that have large palettes, and then 2 drawers that have Natasha Denona. So we gotta start paring down this large palette collection. I'm gonna be using At Forest Sight, Raw Beauty Christie. Haven't used it, so shoot me. Then I'm gonna be using Sweet Shop, Cherry on Top. Now, just like I told you, red looks awful on me. I'm gonna see how this turns out because I've used it. You can see I've used it, but this doesn't look bad on me. I don't know how I got away with using this, and this is here. I could never ever get away with this. So we'll see. We'll work it out. It'll have to be like more than half the palette to work for me to keep it. Then this is a Tarte palette that has no fucking name on it because that would be like the right thing to do. It's a cool tone palette. I bought it on a whim. I know that I'm gonna do a video on unintentional low buy because that is exactly what has happened to me. I cannot tell you, if once you guys see how many palettes I have gotten rid of and how much I've bought since January, you're gonna be fucking shitting yourself because I haven't bought anything. Anything. You'd be surprised. This is the Bare & Bougie from Sosu times CLE Makeup. Of course I had to buy it because it said Bougie, but it's spelled differently. So that's that. Then I have 2 Love Lux that I've used before. This one is Sweet Summertime. Is this the one that's fucked up? No. Sweet Summertime. Love Lux. They've canceled though 2 of my orders, and I don't know what the fuck why. Like, that irritates me. And this is the one, Sweet Something Gorgeous. This really upset me. This is the most beautiful shadow ever, and it broke. And then there's that lavender shade's really pretty. Okay, so we've got, oh, I forgot one face product. I'm gonna be using the Jean-Michel Basquiat face palette. I've had this for a long time, and I intend to keep it forever. So that's that one. Then I'm gonna be using 3 Natasha Denona palettes, and I need to really clean this one. This one is a fucking mess. This is a Metropolitan. I'm gonna clean it right after this video. It's some fucking mess. And let me tell you why. I tried to rearrange it in color order, and I hated the way it looked. And so that's why everything's all jacked up. So, and plus I've used it a lot too, so we're gonna work on that one. Let me put that over here. Then I have the gold palette, and I've seen, who was it? What is her name? She's from the same country as Angie. Paulina. I've seen Paulina rearrange hers, and I'm thinking real hardcore about rearranging mine because there's too many browns here. Like, I'd keep this brown, I'd get rid of that brown, and get rid of that brown. But other than that, I'm gonna put this to the side too. We'll see. We're gonna talk about it. And that was the gold palette. And then I'm gonna use the sunrise palette. Sunset. I love this palette. I've used it a shit ton. I think this is her first large palette. I can't remember. That's it. Yeah, I think it was. So that's it. That's what I'm using, guys. Thank you so much for being here with me. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys are doing well. I am doing pretty damn good for the first time. Not the first time, but continuing to get better and healthier physically, emotionally, mentally, all that stuff. I am going to be taking up boxing. Ready for that? Can you believe that? You can see that, right? You can see that. Me and if you haven't checked out me on TikTok and you want real Bougie Brie, uncensored, just real. Don't go over there if you can't handle no profanity. Don't do that shit. Check out me on TikTok. It'll be up here somewhere. And if you want to laugh and have a good old time. Okay. Love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Peace.